Hey everybody, it's Tony Kriz and we're back with Off the Highway, and today I am with Lisa Sharon Harper. Lisa is the Director of Mobilizing for Sojourners. She is also the co-author of a great new book called Forgive Us, Confessions of a Compromised Faith. Lisa, your new book is great. I've read it. I love it. And it's a
Thank
book
you.
about confessing. It's about sort of, as Christians, talking about sins of the past and how we really kind of need to take ownership of it. And my question for you today is really, you as an African American and as a woman, shouldn't we be confessing to you, not you confessing to us?
Well, that's an interesting question. Well, fundamentally, our confessions are to God first, and
Right.
so we absolutely all have something to confess to God, and even when we look back at the letter from the Birmingham jail
Hmm.
from Dr. King, that letter was to a specific group of white clergy that were asking Dr. King to, basically to hold up and not do the work he was doing so quickly. Do it incrementally. We're not ready for large change. But and it was definitely white clergy. But he actually did in that letter address the reality that his African American church was lagging as well. That,
Right.
that even within the African American church, there were people who were saying, be an incrementalist, slow down, don't rock the boat. So, I mean, I think in all of these things, we all have some culpability in the wall of hostility that Paul identifies in Ephesians 2. And yes, so in terms of racial injustice in America, and when we talk about that, we're talking about power. I mean, absolutely, the power dynamics in America are such that people who are white, historically, and it's very well documented in the book and in many, many other sources, whole libraries literally are written about this. There was an absolute uh, legal regime that was set up in America in order to uh, establish and entrench white supremacy, meaning that white people would have power on American soil. And it's really only been in the last 150 years that we have actually been dismantling
Right.
those systems of white supremacy. Unfortunately, the church had huge, huge responsibility in helping first to establish those systems and structures through really bad theology,
Right.
and then it also has had a grand hand in dismantling it as well. So through the abolitionist movement and the civil rights movement, and now I believe the Black Lives Matter movement is actually it's not a church-led movement, but it is one that the church has really begun to come alongside and speak out. So in terms of confessions, I mean, whether it should be white or black folks that confess, I mean, absolutely, when it comes to power dynamics in America, there is a need for the white Christian church to begin to face the realities of the ways that through our action and inaction, we are responsible. When I say we, I mean the evangelical church in particular, are responsible for the establishment and entrenching of supremacist structures. In terms of black confessions or confessions from the black church, I mean, I would leave that to the black church. I don't think that there are confessions that we have to make in this regard. There are other confessions that we have to make. We have to confess to Dr. King, and actually I've seen documents that have confessed to Dr. King and his family and to the world that the historic black church, and even the black evangelical church in particular, we were a part of the inaction that helped to maintain powers of supremacy, structures of supremacy. And I think that though the civil rights movement actually was in large part the response to that and beginning to say no more. So I don't know if that answers your question, but there you go.
It's a great answer. And the thing I love about your book is it really does sort of level the ground in front of the cross. So we all have been complicit in different ways in these systems of injustice, be it against the environment or against Native Americans or gender issues, race issues, all of those that you guys address. And the book itself is so fantastic because there is very personal repentance going on through the book, all combined with some of really, really great research. Like, this is a fantastic academic document as well. So, Lisa, thanks so much, everybody. That's Forgive Us, Confessions of a Compromised Faith. Lisa Sharon Harper here on Off the Highway. Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you.